Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. This is Shadoweaster, and this is going to be a short video explaining to you who I am and what I do.
What do you have to say to the individuals who have intentionally misinterpreted or miscommunicated your message, and to those who have blatantly lied, cheated, or stolen directly from you? Fuck 'em.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining me. Today I want to explain to you my setup, so let's get started. Now I won't be explaining every talent, but I will be explaining why I chose not to get certain things, but also take note that I only participate in PvP. First thing we'll start with is pathfinding. It's a rather fun talent, but until cheetah form no longer causes us to be stunned, then half of its efficiency is already gone. Instead, I put one into improve min pet. 1 point is enough here because the hot will cleanse your pet pretty fast. I then macro min pet into self spirit mend to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Next is focus fire. It's something not all BM hunters may pick up. However, I highly suggest it and macroing it into Cobra or Steady Shot. That way when it pops, you'll just use it up and you won't have to hassle with another hotkey for it. Kill Streak I did not go for. It is a DPS talent, however it's a very limited usage period. I think it's only up for a few seconds, like 6 seconds. It's terrible. It makes it highly unfavorable, and you don't want to be at the will of it if it's up, and you want to try to pump it out when you need to do something else, you know? It's fine for PvE, but not so much PvP. Everything else in the branch is pretty much self-explanatory, stuff you need. So let's move on to the next, in marksmanship. As a BM hunter, I want my pet to be strong, so go with the throat and sick 'em. Very straightforward. Obviously efficiency, because all I'm doing is arcane shotting most of the time when I'm not doing kill command. And lastly, branch, I went for the improved sting, because it's one of 2 dots that we have. I mean, and not very often are you going to be using immolation trap during a rotation. So quick circle sting, the more damage the merrier. That about wraps up for my talent tree. I hope you understand. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Next we move on. Damn cat. Next we move on to my cat. In the game, not in real life. Azazel here is pure muscle, but built like paper. But that's how it goes down. I went for every speed enhance, damage enhance that you can think of. But 2 main things you want to get, or I wanted to get anyways, were charge as a stun, and Calling of the Herd right here to improve both your guys' damage. Besides that, it is pure DPS pet. Between all his heals, it doesn't take much to keep him up. He has his own spirit heal. I have min pet. What else we got? And although Wild of the Hunt does suck up a bit of his focus up, it's just highly necessary, as to where he'll gain focus back pretty fast anyways. The only downside is, as soon as he's done killing something, he won't be able to charge right away, because charge does take 35 focus. Done and done. Let's move on to glyphs. Kill shot, arcane shot, and kill command. three things I use the most. Obviously, the priority goes out first, give command, and then arcane shot. So that's how it goes down, that's what I use. Let's see, for majors, you of course want to have best, it says bestial, I know it's bestial, whatever, it says that. If you don't have this, I don't know what you're doing with your Beastmaster, because you need that shit. 20 seconds is a long time. The other three things I have is disengage, deterrence, and faint death, all for survival. It really helps having the cooldown reduction on each of those. Lesser proportion is just, that's just a preference of mine. I have like having a smaller pet. It's not that big of a difference even. And Scare Beast wins by default for the last slot, just because it's really useful. And if you're trying to revive your pet while being attacked, then you're pretty much screwed anyways, let's be Yep. That wraps up for Glyphs as well. And that's pretty much it. That is my lowdown stuff. As far as macros go, it's been really important as a hunter to bind your hawk and your fox into your shots. That way you can constantly be on the move. Now I finally did stop backpedaling, and I've changed my backpedaling button to the heal, so every time I try to backpedal, as a penalty, I heal myself. But it's actually helped me. Next we'll go over a bit of my UI, in case a bit of you are interested in knowing. I do have a Razer Naga mouse with all the buttons on the side, I'm sure you've heard of it. And I don't use Bartender, I use their little function, same damn thing. But it's pretty nice. I mean, even if you don't have the Razer Naga, you can still use this as the same functioning as Bartender. I also use, I don't actually use that anymore. Add on. Cooldown counts are very important. To be able to see clearly what's up and what's down. Also have something I just found. Error monster is very important for me, because when I'm spamming so much trying to attack, I always see the red text that's up here, and since having this, it completely wipes that out. So you don't want to have that up there. You don't need a warning if you played at least a little bit of this game. You think you understand what not to do sometimes. Move anything, I have it, but I don't use it anymore. Nothing to really move. I think I moved. But yeah, I did move this in front of my map. Usually the case is if I'm in combat and have a lot of debuffs on me or buffs, I'm not going to want to be looking on where I'm going anyways, so it saves me a bit of room from everything. I used to use Power R, and it was really good for spells that were popping up, but I did since then replace that with Spell Flash. Was when you're targeting on something, it's gonna have a rangefinder first of all. If you're in range of it, it's gonna start flashing. You've probably seen that during my other videos. And that's about it. And tiny plates, last thing. Tidy plates, excuse me. Just for the enemies, I don't bother looking at people. I'm no healer. And that's pretty much it. Any other questions? Leave them in the comments below or message me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.